Everyone. So I want to talk to you about one of my superpowers, and I've had it since I was a little kid, and it's been a theme throughout my life. And that superpower, aside from the obvious, which is being able to communicate with spirits, is being invisible. Okay? I know how to make myself invisible when I need to. And as an empath, sometimes the energy of this world is too harsh and dense and uncomfortable. It's like being, for me, being in crowds of people, like malls or concerts, or being around certain harsh personalities or toxic places where you can just feel there's a lot of negative energy. I find a way to make myself invisible so that I am not consumed by the dark energy. And so I protect myself, and I simply do it by setting the intention to be invisible to darkness and negative energy. And then I visualize a huge protective bubble of light and a cloak, like I'm putting on this huge hood or cloak and cape. And it's very protective. And again, it kind of allows me to fly under the radar. And so it really works, and sometimes too well. I want to give you two different examples. One is that I was traveling. We were going out of town with all of our children, and airports are a place where I truly try and be invisible because there's so much nervous, anxious, frenetic energy, and obviously a ton of people. And so before I got out of bed that morning, I prayed, I meditated, I put on my cloak, I put on my bubble, and I asked for Ganesh, the Hindu god, to come through. He removes obstacles, so I asked for that, for flow, grace, and ease. And so once we get to the airport and we go through security, we put our bags through the belt and through the x-ray machine, and everyone's bag went through except mine. They took my bag. And when they went to check it, he said, the reason we took it is your bag was invisible. It didn't show up on the screen. That rarely, if ever, happens. And so we were laughing, and I'm thinking, wow, that was amazing validation from my guides. So there are times when it works against us, right? Next time I know to make my bags invisible. But anyways, another example is the other night I went and met a girlfriend at a bar to catch up. We got a glass of wine. Energies of most bars are not typically that great. It's just a lower negative frequency. And, when people are drinking, there's a lot of times negative thought forms and spewing of energy. And so anyways, you go into that space, you're picking up residual energy. Well, so anytime I'm going into an atmosphere like that, before I go in, I take 30 seconds and I bubble myself and I put my cloak on, and I literally this night said, make me invisible to any negative or dark energies or entities, both in this world and in spirit. I sit down, I meet her, and one of the servers, when she came to take the order, she looked at me and she's like, Rebecca, because I actually know this woman. And she said, oh my gosh, you're hiding. I didn't even see you. And it had been, like a good half hour into that entrance into the space. So I laughed. And then I told my friend the story about my superpower of putting up my invisibility shield. So again, sometimes it works for us, sometimes it works against us. But what I would say is this: when you need to use that tool, use it, especially if you're going to be in a situation where you don't want confrontation and you don't want to deal with dark energy, okay? You absolutely can move your way through that under the radar. But our greatest tool for protection is always to raise your vibration by shining a bigger, brighter light, okay? And you can do that through prayer and meditation. So being that bigger, brighter light, that is the opposite way to do this. And darkness, doesn't like the light. And so it will... the light will outshine it. And so just kind of imagine yourself radiating from within, that God spark, shining it out, putting that huge golden white light bubble around you, calling in source energy, Christ consciousness, whatever you call it. And just allow yourself to really vibrate at that high frequency, and you will absolutely transmute any negative or dark energies around you. As always, wishing you brightest blessings and all love.